I didn't always, good morning, relatives. Well, yeah, I just want to welcome everybody this morning. We're in the site, what we used to call El Laklo. And there's an island of Koi Madan, Yao Madan, Budai, and Budai Kui is all the different places around here. And basically, it's the river, the creek, and the little creek. And this is basically the meadow, or the marsh is what you would say. But as I was sharing earlier, that this is the place is pretty significant within California because during the Treaty of Guadalupe, during the war before the Treaty of Guadalupe Hidalgo, they actually, how would you say, sewed the first bear revolt flag here in this house is what it's known for. And as well as I shared earlier, during the Spanish occupation, when Glea would be taking kids, Pomo and Wapo kids from here to build their houses / missions and all of those kind of things. And that only happened 200 years ago, so we haven't really been affected for like the 500 years that most of the people here on the island have been affected. So we're basically lucky in that sense that we held on to a lot of our traditions because of it. But this space right here and on the island right there was like the first, how would you say, the first ceremonial and the ancient ceremonies. That the last time they've done the ancient ceremonies from the old ceremonies of the Bakake, the Tekake, the Clearwimke, and these are all the bear dance, coyote dance, and bird dances that we used to do here. And during that time, all that stuff was taken and destroyed, basically to convert us to Catholicism. So that's how long ago it happened during early 1820s, prior to being converted into Christians in the 40s and 50s, 1850s. So that was kind of the little devastation that we went through here in the county, but we resisted. We took ceremony and we hid in the mountains and we did ceremony. We hid up here and did ceremony. We hid up on Desinum's mountain and did ceremony, and that's where they hid. They hid in the mountains so where people couldn't come and see. But that's how we held on to tradition. That's how we held on to language, and we held on to ceremony. Just like I said, going into the confines of our mountainous areas. That's the reason why to this day they'll say, oh, well, you can't come to ceremony because you had to be invited. Well, during that time, yeah, of course you had to be invited, because at that time we could be killed for it. We could have been hung for all of those things. So that was the reason why it was so secretive, and that everybody needed to be asked, or you had to be invited by somebody, and that was really one of the reasons why we did that. But what we understand now, knowing more and more about the tradition, it was like to bring everybody together. That it's really a ceremony of creation and life, not what the books would say. Oh, they're doing a war dance. They're pounding that drum, ready to fight, and it was not even close to that. It was more about giving thanks for life, giving thanks for the day. That's kind of the reason why we start here with the sun, is because all the flowers, all life wake to the rising of the sun. So as a plant, at nighttime they'll be kind of asleep, and as soon as the sun, everything rises to it, from the flowers to the trees to the oak and everything. So in honor of that ceremony, as I was explaining, rising to the sun is that's the reason why we wake up. The flowers from the grass wake up to the rising of the sun, and that's the rule. So that's the reason why we wanted to come out here prior to the sun rising, but I guess we had a late start. I was like, hey, this isn't the Winnemem side, this is the Pomo side. We should be on time. That's the joke. But no, we're here. We're starting right on time. I mean, as throughout this whole run, we've always seemed to have started later, but it would always be right on time, because there were special times that happened during our runs, during our paddles, that we'd have probably never experienced if we'd have started when we were supposed to, that we actually lined up perfectly with everything that happened on the run. So
yeah, I'm learning that there's a lot of history that I wasn't taught growing up, like the Lalik, for example. It says that the Wapo, they're made up of 4 different groups. There's the Mayakama and the Mutistul and the Mishwal, but there's also the Lalik, which is up here over by Clear Lake. And so it was Uncle who was teaching me how the Wapos and the Pomos were massacred together in that roundhouse, and also I was learning that you guys also have another way of understanding Lalik in this area, and you know, through word of mouth, it's that those were the people that continued the resistance. Those were the people that didn't want to assimilate, and so we came together. The Wapos and the Pomos came together, and so my understanding is that the Lalik was really a mix of folks, and so we were the ones who were here holding it down, and that's where our bloodline comes from. And so it's just you know, really emotional every time that I come here, just because this place is full of so much medicine and you don't see it being tended to the way that it should be. And so, you know, my prayer for this place is that someday many hands can continue to tend to this place so that way it can thrive for future generations.
Excited to get on this second part of the run, or the second year of the run. Yeah, I'm just happy that everybody was able to make it here with us and join up today. Sorry we're a little late. Kind of like Uncle said, things happen the way they're supposed to. Yeah, I'm just excited to get in prayer and get my head on, get my head down, and get on that bike, start riding. Nothing really much else to say, but time to go lay him down.
What's up, Will? Willard, Run4Salmon. Tune in. We here.
What are you about to do here?
We're biking all the way to Lake Berryessa here from Anderson Marsh. Connecting our waterways, showing all the devastation of what they're doing out here to our waterways. And yeah, it's all for the salmon, Run4Salmon. Making that connection to the Sacramento River.
Want mine? Want less?
Leilani, why are you doing this here?
I am biking. Starting the first round of biking from Anderson Marsh. This is my first year biking, which is the second year of the connection. Decided to join this year.
Why is it important for you to do this?
Well, I never understood or knew the history. I just thought, you know, oh, I live here, you know, it's just my hometown. But no, it's more than that. It's where all of, you know, my relatives have resided in for who knows how many years, and now it's just treated as if it's just this, like a marsh, but there's history behind it. There's a lot of energy here that still resides in it, and now that I'm opening up more to it and walking this path, I could feel it. I could feel their energy, and that they're wanting this prayer.
And what is the prayer? What are you praying for?
Well, for the Run4Salmon, I've heard that, you know, praying for the salmon back, and then praying for, as well as the waterways as well. And I learned that the creeks that resides here actually connects within the waterways. So I didn't know how close in, you know, relation and, you know, connection that we were. So I thought that was really cool. So it's like I might as well do my part, because this is where I live. This is where, you know, my relatives live, you know, grandpa, everyone. So it's like the least I could do is give my prayers and offerings and sacrifice, which, you know, we'll be doing today, blood, sweat, and tears.
Run4Salmon! Run4Salmon!
Shout out Little Jim for making the beat. The sun is still rising, and the mountains waking up, perfect timing. Steph Curry numbers when it comes to that murder rate. Savage fam, yeah, we more than thugs. Uplifting the people and not selling them drugs. Yeah, we showing them love, also giving them hugs. Cause people show their colors when them times get rough. Everybody on hush, cause you know the crowd hits. I'm out here spitting game and y'all taking advantage. The echo chamber, so do me a favor, keep spreading my words while you praising white saviors. You a hater, and that ain't my flavor. While you out here politicking like you're running for mayor. Ay, ay, the sun is still rising, and the mountains waking up, perfect timing. You on the neck crying, talking about how you believe, but you lying. We out here making moves for the higher grounds. Little chill up on the beat with the bass sound.
Alex, what did that utility guy say? He asked Stu, so who was it and what he was like a PG&E worker? Yeah, I think it was this guy working on a power pole. He saw Stu riding by and he's like, dang, what are you guys doing up here riding by? We told him what the Run4Salmon is. He's like, man, you guys must be built different. We were explaining to him that we were natives from the area and we were trying to, travel the paths of where the salmon would go. And they both asked, they're like, salmon used to travel all the way up here? We're like, oh yeah, they'd swim Putah Creek if Berryessa wasn't here. And they all went, oh yeah, okay, that makes sense. And the guy from PG&E he was like, damn, that's cool. It's a good idea. You guys, what you're doing is cool. I appreciate that. So it was just cool to have random people. You got on his phone or something? Yeah, he said he got on his phone and we told him about the Run4Salmon, told him run4salmon.org, and he's like, I'm gonna look it up right now. So it's cool. Spreading the word as best we can.
What did that guy say? What you meant by?
It was just a random old white guy, and then he pulled up next to me and he was like, keep going, you're doing great. I know it's hard, but you can keep going. I was like, I needed that. And then he drove up, and I think he talked to Desi and them too, but I was like, thanks man, thanks. I noticed though when I was riding, there was two red dragonflies flying next to me, going back and forth, and then I was like, okay, I'll keep going, because while I was walking too, I was like, okay, stop here, and I was like, no, keep going, no, stop here, keep going. But then when I switched off with Vic, I seen the dragonfly flying right next to her, around her.
It was like, you stink, bitch.
No!
Run4Salmon!
Run4Salmon!
Woo! Run4Salmon! Run4Salmon!
Yeah!
Salmon!
Run4Salmon! Run4Salmon!
Oh yeah, look at it's a double water thing. It's one pond.
And then if they're still drilling well, when we come down this downslope, there'll be like a little turnout.
I can't even type it.
It's Run4Salmon time!
Run4Salmon! Woo! Run4Salmon! The canoes on that thing?
Oh yeah.
Okay. Well, I mean, people do it in the ocean. So
We need some.
I mean, if anybody can do it, it's you.
It'll work out.
Anybody got some dramatic soundtrack music?
Look at that there.
Bum 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 bum.
Let's just put them all right in the shoe. Alright, one more.
Learn back. They colonize the earth where your mind at. Indigenous soul, pray we find that. All I want a world in alignment. Learn back. They colonize the earth where your mind at.
That this is a man-made lake and that it's covering a lot of places that our ancestors lived, and so there is a lot of destruction that happened in this area. A lot of people got massacred. I'm sure that we're going to be paddling over a lot of massacre sites and just trying to clear whatever energy that comes up. And that's something that was said last year, is as we're paddling, laying down those prayers, it's like all the stuff is coming up to the surface to be cleared. And so, yeah, I just pray that we could stay focused. And there's a lot of crazy boaters out here on this lake. There's people that have died from just goofing off on jet skis and boats. So I just hope that we all stay safe and focus on the prayer today. And I pray that this dam can come down someday, because it's diverting all of the water and it's taking that water away from our medicine and putting it into all of these wineries that are around this area. And so that's my prayer, is just that the water can be used in a good way again, and that the salmon can come back, because this is our second year that we've done this. And so last year, after we finished the prayer run, Chief Colleen let me know that there was wild salmon swimming over in Putah Creek again. And so that's what Lake Berryessa is. It's a man-made lake that is blocking off Putah Creek, and it's actually a part of the Sacramento River watershed. And so that's what we're trying to do, is we're trying to raise awareness about how all the waters are being diverted from our areas, and then they're going out to all these other places that they don't need to be. We need our water for our salmon and for the health of all of our medicine here and for our people.
I'll put a dry bag. Now, if you're not quite fit, we were just making a joke. We were going to put the salmon in a dry bag to keep it from getting wet, because it's wood, but it's coming with us.
Alex, do you have any thoughts before you take off?
I'm not going. My brother's paddling.
What the hell?
I'm helping Ron.
What is, I mean, regardless of whether you go or not, tell me what your take is on this situation here. Why are you doing this?
So why I'm doing this is just to basically let the salmon spirit in the old ways know that we're here, and we recognize that this place used to be a river. And, yeah, it's fun to recreate here as a lake, but I chose for us to paddle this long length of the lake this time, so we can continue the river stretch and not just make it a quick little paddle across the short side of the lake. We want to make sure we're covering the waterways. So as long as that may be, is what we got to do. It's just like yesterday. It ended up being a lot longer than last year, but that's how it goes. It's about putting in the effort, not taking the easy way and just doing things day by day. It's about staying consistent and actually putting in that work and understanding why you're doing it. A lot of it is we don't really understand the water until we spend enough time on it. So this is about spending a lot of time on the water. And it's different than a river, and this is dead, stagnant. It's not dead, but stagnant water. There's no current, so the paddling is different. It takes, you can go down a good 20 miles in the river in a few hours. This will take a few hours just to get a couple miles. It's because there's no push, and that struggle is the same struggle the salmon have to deal with in the dead water. There's no current, so yes, they get a little bit of a break, but that stagnant water is always warm. It doesn't have the nutrients it needs, so it's a battle for them to get through this lake.
No oxygen,
boats, all the crazy people, all the nasty things that are being spilled into it, things like that. So it's just trying to basically show the spirit, show the old ways that we understand the struggles, and we want to try to do the best we can to be a voice for them and share what we're doing and share to other people who don't understand what's going on in the ecosystems, try to get things to click to them, and just kind of be advocates, be a voice for the voiceless. That's the biggest thing.
Whoa! I'm lucky I lost the weight out of the fit. Oh no, I'll hold you up right here like this. Is that okay?
Videotaping me.
Just a close up, don't worry.
Oh, there's hella spiders all in this one.
Yeah, I got it.
There's the S.
You got my yearbook? Yep.
Yo way hey, ho way hey, way hey way yo way hey, ho way hey, way hey way yo way hey, ho way hey, way hey way yo way hey, ko way hey.